Moms. Everyone has one in one way or another, including dinosaurs. Hello, good morning everyone. This is Duder and welcome back to the Den. And a heartfelt happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Today we celebrate and recognize every mother's incredible work, from the small, tender moments to the immense, heartfelt sacrifices each one has made at one time or another. Truly, one of the most intense jobs any person can take on, any being could take on for that matter. Now, in case you couldn't tell, I am not a mother, so I don't know how much I can speak on human motherhood, but I can speak on zoology, and one of the most famous cases of motherhood in all of Earth's zoological history is a certain species that carries its namesake. One of my favorite dinosaurs, my favorite hadrosaur, Maiasaura. So, today, in honor of all the moms out there, I'd love to talk about everything there is to know about the caring mother lizard. So let me take you back to the late 70s. Elvis is dead, Vietnam ended, Watergate happened. But hey, Saturday Night Live premiered. That's pretty fun. Enter Lori and David Trexler, Bynum, Montana natives, and fossil enthusiasts. She, with her husband David and mother-in-law Marion Brandvold, ran a fossils and rock shop that sold various gems, sediments, and of course, fossils, out of the badlands of Montana to all those who found themselves tumbling into their dusty town. Like the weed. Anyways, on an inevitably dusty Badland day, the Trexlers and Brandvold found themselves digging away in one of their sites they perused within their local slice of the Greater Rockies. As Lori and David dug, Marion scanned the earth for exposed fossils. Expediting physical labor. Real girl boss tactics, I can respect that. As they scanned, she spotted something that piqued her interest and inevitably her son and daughter-in-law's attention. To quote David, "Within 10 minutes, we knew we had baby duck-billed dinosaurs." Now, this was a big deal, as these were the first baby dinosaurs ever to be found on the North American continent. And to add the perfect melted cheese to the top of this dino burger, they were found in a nest, too. Now, the only way this burger could be even more Instagram millennial post-worthy would be with a nice side of finding an adult specimen with them. Oh look, there it is. With this, the bigwigs soon came in to unearth more and more of these specimens, and to officially describe the species. One of the biggest paleontological figures at the time was on the case, that being Jack Horner, once mighty dinosaur maestro, now modern-day scientific oddball and possible groomer. Yikes. Anyhow, Horner, along with the paleontologist Robert Michaela, an amateur paleontologist of the Trexlers and Marion Brandvold, uncovered multiple individuals, both young and old, of this new species, which they dubbed Maiasaura peeblesorium, Peeble's good mother lizard, named as such due to the land that these specimens were discovered on being owned by the Peeble family of Bynum. The site yielded hundreds of fossil specimens and soon earned the name Egg Mountain because of the amount of eggs Benedict the crew ate while working there. No, it was because of all the dinosaur eggs. As more was discovered, the evidence of Maiasaura being a doting parent that cared for and reared their young became nigh undeniable, which upended many pre-existing notions of dinosaur behaviors, and along with lending credence to the quickly snowballing dinosaur renaissance, which is a topic for another video, but to summarize, Big Lizard turned into Big Bird. This also led to Maiasaura becoming the state fossil of Montana, which is neat. Maiasaura is categorized under the tribe Brachysaurolophinae, under the family Hadrosauridae, in the order Ornithopoda, in the superorder Alright, to the layman, it was a hadrosaur, otherwise known as a duck-billed dinosaur, even though they really had more of a shovel-esque beak, but whatever, the point is, it's a hadrosaur, and one of many different related species to where it lived. The two medicine formation of North America, 76.7 million years ago, was where these animals called home. Spanning most of the Pacific Northwest and Western Canada, the two medicine formation at the time was a hilly, semi-arid floodplain that saw seasonal rainfall and a warm climate of extreme drought and extreme monsoons. The formation not only housed Maiasaura, but other hadrosaurs as well, such as Hypacrosaurus, Prosaurolophus, and Gryposaurus. Along with these hadrosaurs, families such as the centrosaurian dinosaurs like Stegosaurus, Ionosaurus, and their cousins of Ankylosaurus and Prenoceratops, and calosaurids like Scolosaurus and Edmontonia, and the adorable Orodromius, as well as a Pachycephalosaurid Stegosaurus, also called the place home. Now, of course, just like any other ecosystem, there were more than just hadrosaurs and herbivores munching on some carnivorous plants. Fearsome critters of a carnivorous proclivity roamed these hills. Predators such as Dromaeosaurus, Sauronopholestes, Dubious Troodon, and 2 species of Tyrannosaur, the Spletosaurus and Gorgosaurus, stomped about. Now, the figures may seem stacked against our poor loving mother here. That is, if your brain was stuck in the past. The year is 2025 after all, and vegans are fierce. With a sturdy head, neck, and back, a hefty and strong jaw and beak, and powerful back legs, Maiasaura kinda had a bit of a sleeper build, not gonna lie. Okay, with that being said, however, a study of multiple specimens conducted in 2015 by Horner, along with Friedman Fowler and Holly Woodward, found that within the first year of life, Maiasaura had a mortality rate of almost 90%, which is a lot. But after the first year of life, that percentage dropped to around 12%, only rising to roughly 45% once reaching adulthood. So, even though Maiasaura could fight back, sometimes the predator still won. Along with this also showed direct evidence that these animals were born, or rather hatched, in a very vulnerable state. Probably all wrinkly and gross before becoming cute and fluffy, and then becoming wrinkly and gross again. This style of birth, known as altricial birth, can be seen in most modern birds and most mammals. However, seems to have been the exception amongst most of the families of dinosaurs, as many seemed, or at least were inferred, to be precocial, meaning that these babies are either born or hatched kicking. As to why Maiasaura and possibly the broader family of hadrosaurs went with this style of reproduction as opposed to precocial ones, there are many theories. One being that altricial animals tend to form more complex social behaviors and lifestyles than that of precocial ones. So, it could lend credence to the idea that Maiasaura and other hadrosaurs lived in complex, multi-individual groups and may have had even more complex communicative behaviors. Now, these little dudes were small, only around a foot long, and they hatched out of an egg around the same size as that of an ostrich's. And they definitely didn't have the privilege of having the privacy of an only child, as these guys were born with between 30 and 40 other helpless and practically paraplegic siblings who all depended on Mama for their care and nutrition, a challenge I'm sure each mother Maiasaura was thrilled to tackle. Taking a step back from just the babies, let's take a closer look at Mama, and also, I guess, Papa, since we're talking about the adult in general now. Reaching adulthood at around 8 to 10 years of age, these animals could grow up to 30 feet long and weigh upwards of 4 metric tons. Certainly nothing to sneeze at. These animals were larger than the majority of any land animal alive today. And there's evidence that at least one of the sexes was roughly 45% larger than the other, though to which sex that is still unknown. Now, those hefty munch holes of theirs, they had a diet consisting of conifers, horsetails, ferns, decaying wood, fungus, and the occasional small invertebrate or vertebrate, most likely. Their mouths housed huge dental batteries of teeth, designed to crush and masticate, really grind down and mush up tough plant matter, like an absent-minded teen snacking up potato chips at a college rager. And like those aforementioned ragers, Maiasaura was thought to move in and live in large groups, with multiple individuals most likely caring for each other's young, keeping an eye out for predators and staying close together to better ensure individual safety. With this, multiple complex behaviors, interspecific interactions between individuals of different ages, sexes, or even family lineages would have almost undoubtedly have taken place among these communities. One could imagine an immense swarm of Maiasaura, trudging along a lost floodplain, intimidating the hell out of any hungry mouths wanting to try and pick off an individual of the greater mass. Males in rut, perhaps, fighting over mating rights, or maybe matriarchal societies of individual families, forming incredible and cross-generational bonds as their herds and their dynasties marched on in the ancient realm. Poetic, right? Overall, while Maiasaura may be my favorite hadrosaur, it certainly is my favorite mother figure. That goes to my mom, because she's the best. Sorry, just a fact. However, I will acknowledge that maybe, I might be somewhat biased. Still, the facts stand. Moms rock, whether you're a gross, slimy, wrinkly newborn baby dinosaur, or a gross, slimy, and wrinkly 20-something doomer. Now, go out and give your mom some well-deserved praise and love. They deserve it. I've been Duder. Thanks for stopping by the den. And tell your mom you love her, damn it. I love you, Mom. Alright, I'll see you all next time. If you enjoyed the artwork of this video, let me know in the comments below. Special thanks goes out to all the artists who helped contribute to this video as well. What's your favorite dinosaur, or mother figure for that matter as well? Let me know in the comments down below, as well as anything else you'd like to see me make in the future. I might make a video on it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.